history in gaming. Alright. Switch playthrough. Let's start a new game. Oh, gotta go more memorialistic. More familiar with the essentials of survival in the world. I'll go to normal mode. I'll do a hardcore mode next time. I've done enough hardcore mode in Fallout 4. The early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire, which had flourished under the late Emperor Charles IV. But now, with his son Wenceslas, the king's activity angered many of the nobility, as well as the fast brother King Sigmund of Hungary, who had decided to take drastic steps to restore the empire. West Virginia.
God bless.
Same to you.
Today's a scorcher.
Bring out your dead bodies. Come on, you have to have Monty Python in here somewhere.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm. Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Get up or I'll come get you up, you slugabed.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
Tis but
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come
Too much
crying to
friction.
me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
And now the real game begins. Or it froze up. Ah, just loading. As for refreshments for tonight, I have tea, water, and I got some Pepsi, just so I need anything to keep me going, because
A
last night
fine
with
state
Fallen
you're in
4,
this morning. What
I
on
was
earth did you
kinda
get up to
tired.
last night?
What means the first two choices in the diet, you slickers. Not Sasso, not to worry, I'll carry for limitations. Oh, Bianca.
I was with Bianca. We were, talking?
Talking, were you? That's what you call it, is it?
Stop it, Ma.
Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Oh, yeah, I was definitely.
I was with Bianca. Do you want a blow-by-blow account of everything we did? What's this, an interrogation?
All right, all right. Sorry, son. It's just that I worry about you.
Thanks, Ma, but I'm not 4 years old.
I know, Hal. You've grown up in front of my eyes. It's hard to get used to it.
Do you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
He's only
I know.
24.
Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere, as usual.
Matthew and Fritz aren't drunkards.
They can handle their
I
liquor.
never said they were, did I? And if I really minded you going for a beer with them, I'd have put a stop to it long ago. I was young once too, you know. And your father was no angel when he was in Kuttenberg.
Of course he wasn't.
You don't believe me? Ask him yourself.
All right, I will.
You're not a boy anymore, Henry. You're a man, and it's time to start acting like one. Yesterday you promised your father you'd help at the forge. If you made yourself useful now and then, I wouldn't mind your mischief-making so much.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Alright, that should be everything. Ah, first person mode. It's Skyrim. Nice cheese for breakfast. I can do nothing. If I can break some shit. I eat everything. I eat. I eat everything. I did not want to sit down. And get take the noodle soup, take the apple, take the other apple, take the last apple, take some bread roll. Could have taken the bread have over here? Very woody. Take anything in here. Yeah. Food, and more food. Take all the apples. Lockpick. I left all my bobby pins in the other game. Cabbage. Where'd my cabbages go? Oh. Okay, take all these apples. Gonna have all my fruits and veggies when I go. There, take the bread. Be well fed for this coming adventure. Be able to make lots of vegetable soup. Cabbage. Lots of cabbage. As I can take it. That's what. Out into the world we go. Compass. Take more. Go to father. Who's over here? Okay, maybe. Nice graphics. Let's say. Hey, you need baths. Bath salts. Jump. This button. X is jump. B, run. Y, whistle. A. Doesn't do anything. D-pad. What did I do? What the fuck did I do? Ah, yeah. Father. Go to sword fighting lesson. Skellets. Ah, ye old waypoint system. Fast travel. This ye old Fallout. Discovered a grindstone.
Is everything all right, son? God be with you.
Papa. Papa. Ooh, that's good shit. Oh, those are the old file for when I get sent to prison. Papa.
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Persuasion. Sometimes you need powers of persuasion to achieve your goals. When talking to people, you can often choose what kind of impression you want to make on them. You can simply use speech, which, however, is influenced by the reputation you have at the moment with the person you're talking to. In the Middle Ages, social status was paramount. So the quality of your attire and how well groomed you are together with your reputation can make a big difference on how people respond to you. If you look dangerous, people will be afraid of crossing and will also be more willing to assign risky tasks to you. That's influenced mainly by your strength and the deterrent effect of your weapon and equipment, but other things are also taken into account, such as blood stains on your clothes. You can sometimes rely on money to do the talking for you. You just have to agree on a persuasive sum. Bribing people works in the same way as shopping. See trained and haggling. Special cases you can try any other skill, e.g. horsemanship. It's not only a manner of persuasion that's important, but also the specific offerer, because sometimes it's not enough just to choose according to your highest characteristics. You have to really read what you're going to say. Next page. But different approaches work on different people. You won't intimidate a tough brawler easily, and no matter how well you dress, you won't impress the nobility easily. That's because Henry's abilities aren't simply assigned a universal value, but compared with the abilities of the counterpart, you can see values of various abilities of the game under the corresponding icons. You can always see your own abilities. Your counterpart's abilities are visible to you if it's someone you know well or if you're skilled at reading people. Learn the perk empathetic. Your money, the amount you have to pay, total speed, skill, total skilling. Level your patience counterpart. It's not just about stats, though. The outcome is influenced by other factors, e.g., your reputation, whether you're dirty or bleeding. If you can't outdo the nimble tongue of the merchant, for example, you may want to poison him a little first, and then he'll be easier to persuade. Or if you lead a guard away from his friends, he'll be easier to scare. Let's pay.
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
Damon's breaking the third wall.
How, my boy? When are you going to
Fourth
get
wall.
some sense?
Fifth wall.
Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzik, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
You're gonna bang his ass?
Sure, I'll be happy to hear it.
Lord.
Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
Okay, where am I going next? This stream is blurry. Up his map. Paper crossguard. Collect it. Buy a bag of charcoal. Buy an ale at the tavern. What's that? That Gandalf. The old waypoint map.
Good day, Henry.
Sky Mike. Janik. How are you, good sir?
I'll be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzik, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and pommel. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Ah, shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Yeah.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
I don't know about that. Motherfuckers gotta pay for their own ale. Road exit. Ooh. Town garrison. Maintaining law and order in the medieval town was the job of the bailiff. For the 14th century onward, the function was taken over by the catchbull, then night watchmen and guards on towers. The catchbull, along with the bailiff, the executioner, or the henchman, also carried out the punishment of transgressors. They were not, however, allowed to enter freehold dwellings, the palaces or houses of the nobility, the ruling class, nor church buildings or the university, a fact students took advantage of. Order within the city also had to be upheld by the townfolk themselves. They were obligated to report not only any crime, but, just like the night watchmen, to call out the hours and warn of fire, flood, or tempest. For safety, it was forbidden to wander at night with any open flame, torch, or candle into any castles, chambers, stables, barns, or byres. Only lanterns could be used. To keep the peace at night, all taverns had to shut at sunset. In the medieval city, military service was entrusted to either hired professionals or the townsfolk people themselves. Every healthy adult male had to serve at least a few days a year in the civic guard, the city walls being divided and allocated in sections to each district or trade, and it was here that they mustered whatever and what was raised. In practice, the wealthy burghers fought their way out of serving the militia, leaving other men to take their turn, and these poor men welcomed the extra income, thus gradually forming a professional municipal gendarmerie. Each man had to procure armor and weapons needed for serving in the guards and the militia, unless his guild did so. Only the rich cities could afford to have a public issue armory. The right to bear arms outside of duty was reserved for townsfolk of sufficient means. Within a city walls, a simple melee weapon, dagger, or knife had to suffice. Only the real wealthy noblemen wore swords, taking after the nobility. That's going to be one of those games, isn't it? Tanner. The tanner was a craftsman who prepared and treated animal skins, after which he passed them on to cobblers, saddlers, or other craftsmen for making footwear, garments, bags, wineskins, etc. It was not a pleasant job because the skin had to be quickly scraped of its fat and conserved to stop its going off, which was done by immersing in urine. In view of the unsavory smells produced by their trade, tanners settled on the outskirts of towns and belonged to the same reviled group as executioners, knackers, and prostitutes. To turn a hide into a material for making shoes or clothing, after removal from the animal, it must first be thoroughly soaked in water. Once softened, it is fleshed, the residual gore and membranes are scraped off with a long dull paring knife. In order to rid the hide of fur, it had to be soaked in lime water or rubbed with slaked lime, then scudded. It was then tanned using alum by a courier, with fish oil by the chamoiseur, or with tannins dealt by the tanner, from oak, beech, or other tree bark. During the sole lengthy process, the hide softened, was stopped from decomposing, and optionally turned a different color. At the end of the process, the hides were submerged for a few weeks in vats or pits full of urine. The leather thus produced was then dried and could be surface treated, painted, or polished. Shepherd. What else is there? Oh, okay. There's inventory. Wow, this game is detailed. Quest items, player, speech. Combat, nothing yet. Skills, buffs, reputation, statistics. Okay, where am I going? Actually, I want to see what else. We got player, sidekicks. No, side quest log. Expect visit. We finally got some fine spring weather, but still I slept late in the morning because I was out celebrating until late in the evening. It was a bit hard getting out of bed in the morning. In the end, the bright sunlight woke me with a little help from my parents. I went to help Father in the forge, and I had promised him the day before, but first he wanted me to run some errands for him. I went to the castle and picked up a crossguard and pommel, the last thing he needed for the sword together. I started getting some training in sword fighting from a mercenary who turned up in scouts recently. Father and mother mustn't find out. For some reason, they don't want me to learn to defend myself. I got a bit of a cut in yesterday's lesson, though. We're supposed to meet in the owl house again today. I have to go to the market and buy charcoal for Father for the forge so he can finish the sword for Sir Radzik. Great. I gotta get money for the other things from Kenish, who owes my father money. He's too soft on that drunk. I suppose he feels sorry for Kunish since his wife ran off, but I'm damned if I know how I'm supposed to get money out of him. It goes without saying I have to bring ale for Father. I've been doing that since I was big enough to carry the pitcher. Fresh and cool, as always, to quench the heat of the forge, but I'll have to get the last so it doesn't get warm. Activities. Okay. I'm not going to go over that stuff right now. I'm just going to get into it. Possibly later I will read over all that stuff.